Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. E don done. E no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you. You know say plenty people no get for vote the time for election? Not because they no want for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you but so, now it go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then a number one step where go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you no go for vote. And I think this way person no go able for help you pan. What in this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey work na Lomley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake there. As them blow the whistle when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to you business. You dey go serve na morning, vote, return back na you house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then power or me party go return na power if I not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation.
Stand up, get up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up.
Get up, stand up,
don't give up the fight.
I say don't give up the fight.
Stand up, get up.
Hey, yo, stand up, stand up, stand up.
Stand up for your rights.
Never you give up the fight, yeah.
Get up, stand up.
I say get up, get up, get up.
Don't give up the fight.
Never, never, never.
My correct people, I borrowed out from Nigeria. My correct people, my family people. Not sleep at all. They'll get something for talk. Guess 18. Other jiggy jagat, you will be doing a buy a bat, you will be doing a other people, the majiji, the all thing. My family members, them inside this one big family house. You remember? After we ACC, we don't open over 18 files against the former caretaker ERNEST by KOROMA and conduct over 6 hours interviewing at the ACC where we bring Boku Bostos inside we capital city. Now sleep at all today. You they can know waiting happen or waiting come up behind. All that where Francis Ben Kelfara. But they do just for create panic. Now we city. Me, the same guy, by Bure Kablai from the north with the sharpest cutlass. No retreat, no surrender. I left find you.
In a top day, you remember the census? The midterm census? Well, the Sonko squad, the Red Boys. Then say, if next say, they want for take this midterm census for make other boundary or for do boundary delimitation as they don't begin put word na plate. They no go agree, oh, they no go agree. Anything we get for do this midterm census, not get anything for do with this election. But wait, why this now they can be a problem? Where they come inside all of that in day today. No go say you. Me name na Sembe Pierre, the freedom fighter. This na your program we had. And please, if you just join me for the very first time, consider for subscribe, turn on the notification bell. So anytime when they come up with a video, you go able to get a notification. Remember, 90% of what we talk about, 90% of what we talk about, guys, for do with the government of the day. You know what it make? Because now them we put a position of trust. We get for hold them to account. Because if we left them free engine, now so then go cut kites per we, then we begin run after Ramna beach. Well, interestingly, go run from beach canal street, Mutka bang you by the end of the game that one day. So we don't need for take them things a day. We need for pay attention in everything we do right from this minute. Okay, so something that was funny, it really funny, but it's serious. Where we see today on social media. Again, a funny, but it's serious. What did I try for say? We see people and they make fun of something. We see somebody else be very, very much serious about this particular thing. Let's watch this video quickly, and then we come back just now for can begin the ball rolling.
Madabio don't set record back. Na Gulata will type back to. Don't pass 15 years. Madabio, I ain't do so no more. Hey, Madabio. You know easy. No. This na wahala.
Madabio 1 kilo mano. Madabio 1 kilo yolo. Madabio de jelol mano. Madabio de make all team biao. Madabio don't make it fear biao. Madabio don't make rest audio, lights audio, blackout so. Hey, my boy not afraid for your life.
Let me get one song with them they sing them thing they always small. I think that be in the society song then. Madabio 1 kilo mano, bembe so 1 kilo. Madabio don't kill all mano, bembe so.
Emma Kenny guy they can't hold you. Now that's song grande.
Madabio don't make all man angry, bembe so all man angry yo. Hey, Madabio make up. But wait to, an angry man is an angry man. Person we angry. But that's always one. Imagine this guy not even look behind himself. He not care himself.
This is speed.
And they go, pay attention. He not care. Well, interesting, I not think say me uncle him but and see him.
No CIA too.
No, not only CIA itself. If they be seen on that height, bra, then they drop this. Not for be seen way for. If we don't want to say Madabio no na survivor, Madabio na, but no. Certain time then they really way posting door. They say empty bag not the team up. And basically, when you angry too much, the brain not the function properly.
At all.
So in this case, this guy not even think. He not think straight again. He not care if they say then they beat because this not different from that guy in Akenimau. But wait.
No. Well, I'm afraid for now.
So they not go Fenam.
And the other problem that you.
You remember that guy one time, long time ago, about 1 to 2 years ago, approximately. We been there around that Kisibrook axis. We talk about Madabio and the kind of bad things the way they do. They not be the lost a man they.
Of course. Say today we know anything but
We know you nothing but when he talk, he vex, he curse. Now then we be see video and pictures in the Gulf of two presidential guards the way they say that they responsible and they go kidnap him. Hello. Now you doing? But wait to I see the other part of the video, something they were very funny. You remember I say the country been developed, but we been on the talk and I also say this country right now don't in high reverse gear. The time when we been small, like me particularly, we been get that by cup water. Where you go know the tighter the ice block, put it inside bucket water, yeah. Then when I put the cup, when I go and sell them, cold water there. Almost the cold water, he bail the cup. The person drink, he give money, he go.
It took Congo style.
from that stage there, we may move now to the other side, then they tie the packet water now. Now, from the cup, you go to plastic water, then tie now, you buy water, you go.
Because
then,
we upgrade.
We upgrade. So in each one time, then forget about plastic tie water. Now then go now to packet water. Well, that means you don't upgrade back empty. Now, waiting to happen, we don't reverse gear. Yeah, from the packet water, people are not able to afford that again. So they don't reverse back to that tie one. Thank God. Thank God.
You know, I set eyes on that video there. I'm not tired for laugh. Just like what you say, from cup, we upgrade to the plastic water, when at the tie one. From there, now we level change. We come to packet water. Let's say now a big boy there. You know where they go now cookery shop self or cookery bar for where you buy rest, you buy water. You know where can you let the swag with her all? Because some man pass and get up a cup. Not for can see you uncool. Hey, she will pay me against a fed up attire with your uncle. Because of the rapid blackout, where you don't let go give people, make people don't reverse back. Where they go get small ice block, put on a bucket, tight water, dock, and the way sweat no more. Not to say that water they too color. Now for less sweat no more, change that color. Like pure cold water, they put and go sell you people them. But this is serious. Very, very serious and sad. We company they come off from 1. Then if you go 2, 3, 4, 5. Who they come off from 10? Now we did 3 for count on 2 and 1. We don't count, you know, go before now. They end 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Now they 3. Where's to jump now? 2, 1. We go back 0, like we can take a bit of in manifesto from A to Z, Z to 0. That's okay. You for the shame for the talk them.
No,
Such a thing will happen.
Why are need for shame for talk about them?
Well, because you don't look responsible.
Well,
you don't look responsible.
If you're not responsible, the bottom line are able.
Huh?
Yeah,
able. But now the bad things are able, pa. Not to the good one there.
Okay. Like yesterday, today we can't take a trend. We can't look into the Anti-Corruption Commission and the corruption allegation of the former caretaker. We don't talk about it. Oh my God, very sorry. My boy don't feed me beaucoup today. Very, very sorry. It's right, so. Okay, very sorry. Oh my, I lost something. We basically look into the corruption allegation. We don't talk this now. If the former caretaker thief, bruh, anti-corruption prove and say it thief, bruh, they pay our country money. Anybody thief, they pay, including that me uncle and me family right now. But if they're not able to prove anybody say it thief, why didn't they hold somebody for long?
Today, I really no one left and you family members them. How the information they go, so the likes for go. As we don't do 127 right and only 43. Yeah, now we go. No left for the left behind. And only for the talk. Voila, 44. Now we go. Yeah, let we go. Before we enter another ball rolling, let we go. Because at this number, we get a high speed for pass through information. But the likes they're very low, man. Now come on, there, so you can't inside the channel. The other thing they do for we just click and bam, 1 10, not make and 2. Just knock on 1 and forget about that. Do. Now big good, not to by power, safe back. Now no see now big one, they want the small one. So we small they talk to big one, they get for why they talk, get for why they put your voice. You see what change the voice say? Because now some baby uncle talk and talk so not to return this one today. Anyway, we move. Okay. We don't go. We move.
All right. So we didn't look into then different things here soon. just like yesterday. Because this not the time where we for begin for call their attention back outside they don't forget. Because I'll tell you something about them, let me fumble here. Then they talk something today. Tomorrow then they forget. You remember me auntie, eh?
To na revision back today.
Something like that. Yeah. Something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
So before we start with the revision exercise, let me first of all go and check out CD. Tunis, yeah, where now the acting organizing secretary for the Sonko squad. So what do we do? Let's first of all watch this particular thing, interview way 98.1 do, and we come back and analyze this one better one. We come back just now.
Welcome the announcement of the dates for the elections, starting with the paramount chieftaincy for parliamentary elections to, local councils, members of parliament, as well as the presidential election dates where they were announced. We particularly happy for the fact say we be always the talk say we for stay within the laws of this country, and we for ensure that as stakeholders and citizens of this nation, we continue for strengthening with democracy where the rest of the world don't they admire we for.
When we look at the other thing we been they talk about, the boundary delimitation. So which one I think of that?
A worrisome. In the first place, NEC not be even supposed to mention boundary delimitation. The responsibility now for conduct elections and therefore conduct elections in a manner which will be acceptable by everybody. We all know say for let them even begin talk about boundary delimitation now not proper in the sense that when you look at the timeline where themselves set for themselves in the strategic plan where they communicate to we, then we don't put boundary delimitation to 2024, which means that the upper limits then take according to the laws, because it say 5 years or 7 years. And since me don't they follow elections, all the boundary delimitation we don't they happen at the upper limits they don't they take. Already NEC don't communicate dates for registration where they start in September. Then same NEC don't already tell we the percentage increment where then they do or we then don't do as far as it relates to centers then. They don't increase centers then by 10% from 3,300 to about 3,630 centers then when they now registration and voting get for happen. They already provide we their statistics then they. So for them, then same NEC, they now tell you say in case government say boundary delimitation, then prepare. How is that possible? Not to something we do inside 1 month, 2 months. It involves a lot of preparation with a span of even over a year. So for let you even can't project, say in case government say boundary delimitation, we not prepare. How we not go be prepared? How we not go be ready? We not even know which side the boundary delimitation go happen, which areas it go happen. We not ready.
Now government really supposed for tell and say therefore do boundary delimitation on them for say okay the time don't right for more do boundary delimitation.
Government not supposed for interfere by any work we get for do with the National Electoral Commission. They want bank on waiting statistics alone get for tell them through the census where me and you already know say get plenty controversies where the bulk of population of this country not participate par and where the bulk of the population of this country not trust, where at the end of the day, whatever result come out from that census day, plenty people know the view as credible result. So for that, you even they make reference to that in itself, you they invite controversies, you they invite chaos, you they invite plenty question for cloud over the very neck where plenty people don't begin for doubt. We, they look at them closely, we hope and pray that they not go continue this idea where they live and nurture about boundary delimitation, because it not go all go well at all for with democracy and for the peace and quiet of this country, particularly where would they approach elections.
But what they say within 5 to 7 years. So you know, feel say then they within the time.
Look, they just grab you do boundary delimitation. It involves a lot of processes and procedures. For let NEC even say them prepare just in case they say boundary delimitation. You want for tell we say they already don't get prototype as to where they want the boundary delimitation they have for happen. They even know. They want tell we say they don't see the data with statistics therefore produce. Then prepare, they don't make provisions for that. All of these are questions who they ask, except if they're all part of a grand plan for do something we're not right or we're not in the interest of the people of this country. Now the only way you go see, but government not for interfere per neck then work, and neck not for base then work on waiting government want. The responsibility now for serve the people of this country in the interest we go be fair, we go be transparent, and we will ensure say peace and stability remain at this country.
So the boundary delimitation, then conduct time, you feel say it will be hindrance to the election.
Of course it will be hindrance. It will be hindrance to the election, even go undermine the peace and quiet of this nation. Because that we left for the push the people so much to the corner in the way that the people say not going to accept certain things the way would they throw at them. With responsibility not to the people, not to we serve. Neck their responsibility not to the people of this country. And that make the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone for ensure say they work a transparent, a fair, a day in the interest of the people of this country. Any result come off from statistics of Sierra Leone as far as it relates to that midterm census not get for be acceptable.
All right, so basically, waiting we want for do, for let we just remind ourselves say, certain things in we cannot even see them before even the one that we get infected see them. That is because we know the Sidoya, we come and talk like where we take fork drink pepper soup. Not to so. With the Sidoya, analyze things then before ever we come out and talk them. That is one. Number two, these both channels, we they do them in collaboration with family members them. It means say this now for who that feel say it the benefit from we. If you get your idea, please open your own channel. Open Facebook now for all my YouTube now for all man. It left to you go no more and open, yeah. We na politics we choose for deal with, yeah. So border on this boundary delimitation logo.
Well, of course, Fambulem, we don't hear you see the Tunis. We be talk about level 3. Whether we go put her inside hotel. So now you don't talk back you say the so-called census, the by force census, the power census, will be go on now we had if any results come out there as of this time, they're not going to accept them. Well, we hope say this world not go make them all and back for go lock them because normally there people are you talk to myself. Then they go lock you. Now, make we just gist small. I tell you today, say the gist now we on get on this boundary limitation. This now something where me and my brother we don't discuss now. One time back say, if we as citizens not take with time, this get for be problem. This particular census, I think say now the area it won't reach so well. So until then we not just polymots. We left for prognosis bad. But the whole talk, some people not can understand that they can say, we not NGC, we not APC. But mainly we they talk in the interest of Mama Salon. Because we still be really surprised, this word will be come up from neck. It be really beat with imagination. We say we just behind the cameraman, but I say, but why neck for even talk of making provision in case any additional constituency get for come up? Why? Well, and we say we been doubtful as we see the at Tunis instead from talk out it not be supposed to be because not to neck the responsibility of neck now for make them conduct credible election for we. Now that man truly we give them. We trust them say they're able to give the country peace. And how the country they able to get peace now for make them give we fear. What say fear? Plain one. Election. We know nobody know they think say that this not about Yuki. But if NEC where they for conduct election business na Mama Salon, don't begin to tell you about boundary limitation in case this come. They don't prepare. We don't know. Today I don't know honestly why NEC decide for even come up with that statement day. How they don't prepare in case any constituency they come up. Because like they tell you, say, where man say, I want for stone, it don't mask the stone already.
So basically, the NEC officers of way now in Electoral Commission Sierra Leone, when it comes to boundary, political boundary, like the different wards them for the councils, the constituencies, the whatever. Basically, now them they look into the electoral calendar, the electoral data, see how many people then at this side, how many people then at this side, able to see how they can divide the different places them into constituencies and different wards them. It they under the mandate, but waiting at the point in this. Now, as we talk so, we can't take a first of all, we don't tell we say, as we talk so, Leon State go represent 8 million people. The census not done it. The census not going on yet. Come on, this census here, we don't see the back, we don't analyze it. Then they look forward for create another constituency na lower Bambara, na the east. So look at this thing now. We still the wait for see who side this other constituency they come out. Because, like you rightly say, if you see blind man say at the stone you, must not say don't mask the stone. So basically, they don't already sit, they don't see figures them, they don't able to put things them in order and say this get for be like this. So now NEC just they put the provision. Then tell we let not come to we as a shock. Then tell we for prepare we mind. This government get one thing where they can always they do. Basically, they try for, test the water. For see how people will react to certain things them. Then they can force them test we. If we see we accept them, the game close. Like for example, you remember the Pademba Odenti?
Mm-hmm.
The government said they look and put together a report. From where they say they put together a committee for look inside this, they ever come back to it?
Mm-mm.
They want them where they say they investigate. Not to then come back and can explain to you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, like for example, Samuel Kamara, now they don't call say, or ERNEST by KOROMA, then say it mixed pan corruption. Then Samura now, tomorrow just see no more out. Long press release, he say it don't come up with a finding into the corruption case. It's possible. Government say they investigate the different players them, including the prisons. But prisons come out with a final report, and that plaster bite, nothing not come out of that. Now like this. We've been telling you this platform say this particular report na testilo report. Indeed, when they test and then think say when they see say we accept them, that's the end of it. Now the same thing like this. Now then they still watch for waiting people in the talk. Thank God the how they call them main opposition don't pick them up. Let we see how we will get for Talek.
Well, we eye, we ace, and we be big mouth them like sheep. Always open for watch, for hearing, and for talk. Because our responsibility, and it's we come a good, a bad, a ugly, with the talk. We still wait, and we wait so, we wait bang. Not no more.
All right, so that not been just the part of we see the constituency 073 election, constituency 005 by election, all man they jam together. John Oponjo Benjamin, former chairman of the SLPP, then at 005, they campaign, and they give some words them. Well, 073 then save day per the union. Oponjo Benjamin, they say some word and 73 back, you get a combo and other. All man, but this election, I wonder why election for be fight and why we for the refer to ourselves as enemies. The enemy them. That now what way they pain me past anything in my life. In election, nobody not to enemy in election. I like football. All man want for win the trophy, but that makes una the enemy. No. Anyway, we not go into that one day today. We will definitely come and rub mouth inside that one day as the time they go, because we get a whole thing where we get for dedicate to that particular by-election and the way they go on. Anyway, before we go into the 4 years or so, we find out say anti-corruption, yeah, don't they watch inside the former caretaker in case. Caretaker ERNEST by KOROMA in case. Usai me brother BAI say the alleged say it get corruption case we get for range from fraudulent things, it get for do with money laundering and other things them. This case don't lead them now. Me brother almost file them be open.
18.
18 file. And almost hour them first take by the interview.
6 hours. You uncle, you small uncle.
Okay,
90.
6 hours. All right. So what thing we dey do first of all? Let we first of all go back. Let we go back. You remember then tell the way the Yagba been dey in this case. We get some boys then we been block the entrance to the former caretaker. You get some society and all of them things in there. Well,
It's the smell.
now over 1 year now in the smell. Over 1 year. First lady in case don't come, you don't close, no? First lady in case don't come, you don't close.
Not to have wax.
Anyway, let's begin go first. Let me get after where they been do the on the very day where they do the first interview. Let's begin watch quick one. We're not wasting any more time today. Let me go quick one and see how it been begin for Talek. You know, as we be go on with this particular interview. Okay, this is not the right one. I'll make sure I count the right one for you. Make sure I count the right one for you. Aha. I hope saying the right one this. I just want to get you the right something. Yes. So let me go on the day where this whole thing will begin. Let we see or get yourself a reminder of waiting be happen when they first interview the former caretaker. Yeah. When they come back, just now. By the way, this one again, na courtesy of 98. Now they didn't do this interview over 1 year ago.
Radio Democracy 98.1.
Yesterday we see una issue out a public notice. Also una dey confirm say una finally don't able to forget the interview with former President Dr. ERNEST by KOROMA. Let me just start forget first. Waiting be the highlights of the about 6 hours where una say una been get with him yesterday. Waiting be the highlights.
Well, yeah, basically, you self don't state that we put out a press release, and the press release be very precise in the sense that it states say we don't commence the interview. The interview will last for 6 hours. We started at 11 a.m. and we suspend them at 5 p.m. because we therefore recontinue. And I go one for the fumble then no say in the whole gamut of issues where we look at now just about 20%. And I know more we able for accomplish yesterday. So we still get about 80% and quite a good number of the issues, the crux of them, and then we really need to address going forward. But I will state that the interview process go on very well. There was a huge cooperation, and we will continue for also talk to members of the public for let them give it time so that we will complete this exercise.
Doing 20% out of 100, the remaining 80%. Now time not be permits the commission for continue with the questioning. We make una been pause and first.
Oh, definitely. You know, say when you do an interview, both sides them get for really day in good state. So for conduct an interview for 6 hours, you will really know say that was long time enough. And if we are not done the issues, definitely waiting will happen for them we now go suspend the interview and continue at a later date. We will now to agree on that is, for instance, the ACC and former president and lawyers. We have agreed on that also.
The SEC interviewing people can open different files them. This one for the former president, Dr. Ernest by KOROMA. Now, almost file them with a lookout and waiting at the specifics. What are they look for?
Well, we don't initially inform the public. We get 18 different issues. We don't need to go into the details because this is an investigative process. We need to maintain the integrity of the investigations. But I know say the public will be aware of a few, but there are 18 different issues we look at.
The issue be where you know for make the public know because the Anti-Corruption Commission, when una can do investigation, una can make people and know say una they investigate certain person for this or this crime. Waiting at the secrecy and this one where una no one for make people know.
No, not about secret. You know, say conducting an investigation, we for no say it's a process that is one, and you get for maintain the integrity of it. We don't discuss with the public issues around the issuing of executive orders. I think that is where I can stop. But then there are a whole lot of issues where we look at. We are definitely going to go into the details. Not about this being secret, but we want to maintain the integrity. That is the process when you do a criminal investigation.
This interview happened same way una be don't make 3 other attempts will not be happen for una get former president forget for do the interview. Waiting difference the commission do this time around where una able forget finally.
I don't think there's anything different in the conditions. The only thing is that you know say as we be done the try for engage in terms of wanting him to talk to we don't actually go through several issues where we feel say this time round instead of reason out say no, it is not appropriate he talk to the ACC. So I believe say nothing no quite different in terms of fact. We have had challenges before, you know that, but we're very thankful that we don't get the interview yesterday, and we'll continue in the same spirit.
We don't see different message come out from the former president from in Twitter handle and other social media platform them where we don't follow about him saying he answers them clean and he always willing and ready for answer to the commission. From the engagement I get with him yesterday for about 6 hours, how you go explain in willingness for answer to the questions them where the commission they ask him?
Yeah, I don't state that earlier, that the process was very cooperative. So he'll be very much willing if we cooperate as we go along. We are satisfied with that as a commission.
All the different incidents them where we don't happen earlier before we're not able to forget them finally. Waiting at the lessons them where the commission don't learn as to handling issues we get for do it, interviewing people of such high profile.
But the point is, all what we don't do before, there's lots of things and way in the out of the way. These are just processes, and they are all in the law. When you try to talk to somebody in terms of an interview, and as the commission, we do.
And the simple magician says, stand up, get up for your rights. You know, in anything where you do, in any situation where you find yourself, you really get for stand up for your rights. Well, of course, Pambula, we tell you from yesterday, we start the revision. This is not just revision classes we conduct now. All these days, you know, as we did, we done the little by little, kele.
Especially when next month in the 4 years.
Well, now they give the test. Then are the day for the exam. Now revision. As they click the 4 years, so we label the test. We all can see it, though we mark the papers them. So for this, as I said, a revision don't play you this interview where you be not hearing for quite a long time, but we bring that because we are doing it and we quick for forget. As we tell you now the headings, this is an interview we come and tell you about how they be invite the former caretaker KOROMA and the ACC. They make some kind of gaga, like how IGB make gaga by LJ in case at the end of the day they go all the former caretaker from 11 to 5 o'clock because a lot of controversy in the city. Some man be the panic say this will happen, some man go say that they happen, but with prayers the interview become a successful one. Everybody go down in post, never mind the intimidation of the power police them, OBC. So still, we will look for gets waiting they come out of this. Because the SEC, me, this is another idea, you know. It just sounds like, say, then I lost case pets, or now start case no ending. Now in the debate. Because when you go to the now, we always, when they say anybody, because what they say, they talk, we not care about that should be. We not care the government where it belong. We not care the party where it belong. But if they point you, if not by Bure, then point it nation Bepe, then point say, Iskwanda, Salon Couple, make their whole life pay. So now that then will be your focus. Because the alleged crime them or offense the way that we don't put against the former caretaker, there is so plenty who say we all be the hope for wait and see who's one where it fall guilty to. But the SEC, what we get today, now we had, it just not like how we can describe them. You know, now a side of the SLPP, where just time for can distract people and attention, whenever this government don't do some kind mess up things them, now they tell SEC they invite one prominent person where they invite her, it creates some kind panic or yaban at the country. So we move our attention from the present something where happen now the power from his direction government and focus on the invite where the SEC can do. Me, I don't bounce by there. Most of the time, that's what they can do. Until up till now, we're not able to get no solid case from the SEC. Where we point at and finger per se, now SEC don't achieve victory. I don't know as time to be corrected. You ain't know the case that they count them because they will elect for land from now where they can't cost and family members. And up till now, this thing they go on. Up till now, this thing they go on. So me, as of this point, I really baffled. I don't even know what's in an SEC. But I know their function. Sorry, if I say I don't know, you cannot tell me now one of the function already. But I think as we they click 4 years now, before they get case them, where SEC for they can put on a table, say now in and don't get victory too.
You know, the
ACC government start case, they don't end up.
Basically,
so we don't know if you are doing let's say they fall on the offenses that they are true or not live. What I can say.
Basically, ACC they work. ACC they really do the work. But the ACC they get more big things for talk about or for do with the opposition. Then, when it comes to the government of the day, they get little or no thing for talk about. All right. So we still in ERNEST by KOROMA in case. Let me go quick one and touch on the interview where they've been do again with ERNEST by KOROMA in own lawyer where been represent another particular ACC case, the interview and all. And name na Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara. Let's listen and quick. And come back just now.
Yeah, thank you very much. The former president, Dr. ERNEST by KOROMA, we now your client, has always made it clear for say he's willing, ready, and able for participating in an interview. The circumstances will make the interview not mean they hold, not mean everything in control. Which will be the time for managing the relationship of the interview together with the state security. So there are many conversations going back and forth to ensure we get a smooth process. It only happened yesterday. It has nothing to do about the threat of a warrant of arrest or not. We reach a stage, the climax of each to say, yes, we don't comfortable, they said uncomfortable, we don't get to neutral ground, all the rules of the game perfect. Then the interview was held in the peace and security atmosphere.
About 6 hours yesterday, on spent na the interview, according to the ACC, na just 20%, they be able for cover from the entire interview. And on our clients, they answer to question the way get for do with alleged money laundering, then serve some foreign bank accounts them where it open abroad, and serve issues the way get for do with executive orders where it been give, the tell way in have been president. Now them the SEC said then they investigate. But your clients continuously they use in social media handles them. They talk say all waiting the SEC they accuse her of. It get answer to them, to a saint, we're able to provide answers. And a political intimidation and witch hunt, guilty of all lenting and day. How prepared you clients be for defend this in name we continue for say they defend?
Well, we clients be in very good spirit. They believe in innocence and they believe say all which they do is within the confines of the law. And that as a former president, while he was in his duty, he exercising discretion judiciously and in the best interest of the nation. Questions that we are posed to him, we don't see money laundering questions as yet. And the ACC saying at 20%, then at the getting questionnaire. Which we witnessed yesterday, questions were put to our client. We answered them truthfully and satisfactorily. We were just worried that some of the questions are questions that really come about from the commissions of inquiry. Now questions where ACC may not investigate before. Government chief at this matter, the commission of inquiry make inquiries into them and produce a judgment. The judgment be before the court. We claim to appeal this judgment. Yet, you see the same issues coming back and forth again from the SEC. We are quite concerned about that, but we manage that process. We'll see how that they take me forward. But with regards to other matters about money laundering, we know any questions they did. With regards to about accounts abroad, we know any questions they did. When they shall come, we shall address them accordingly. Our client is satisfied with the process so far, and we as lawyers, we're satisfied with the process so far. But the allegations of money laundering, we don't see any evidence of that as yet.
We don't hear rumors of your clients now on bail. The SEC been put them yesterday before he be left for go back now. How true that be?
It is not true. He is not on bail. There are no bail conditions imposed upon him. He went freely. We all took him home. People were excited to see him back, and there was peace. We all glad in the process and in the way we end. Which will be look forward for this country in peace and security. Our client has established that during 10 years of rule in our salon, there was peace. And it could continue to put that peace, no matter how.
We don't see the international community in intervention in this whole process before the former president been come yesterday for go answer to the questions them from the SEC in a place where they call as a safe place. And according to the SEC, the interview they continue again. Your clients go only availing safe if not this same safe place them provide, or it will for continue with the interview if the.
Well, of course, we family members them. Now the talker is smile today because when they do revision, you get for kind give test to your students them. Where most of the questions them, you really don't say, but students them not get for pass this test. Because we get for mark the paper thoroughly. We they watch the questions them, we watch you answer, then we mark. So we go tell you the position where you did. Still on the revision, this now former caretaker, own lawyer. Then they try for interview now, ask them, but inclined, how many offense them, they don't put now in aid, money laundering, open accounts now, other country them, nanani, tata, them, police, PZ, plenty today. And even they ask upon all the 6 hours interview, is able to achieve only 20%. So how it go about, another read the answer. Still we did side by SCC. Because this test will get for can conduct, so they will have 4 years. We watch all the institutions them. We put them together. We begin divided one by one. Then we take care, we level, we questions them. We allow the students to now focus the exam. But we go gladly when it postman how they get focus this exam now. Because this exam, when they can sit down, you get forget evidence. Because we, the teachers or the lecturers them, with the examination committee members them, when at the family house, we get all we prove them, all the mark the papers them, for tell you say, yeah, wait, talk. Now 10% you get to, yeah. Now the caretaker now from 8 to 0, now 0%. So still on the revision, today when they play you things them, when they make you reflect your mind back. Because we really need them. Out of all jokes, we need this. The reason being, we Sierra Leoneans, we quick for forget. When at that sick day, this house want for men. We now we want for men, we move from that category of when something happens today, we talk, go. Tomorrow we talk, we don't forget about time. Now this make we get bad politicians them. Now this make we know they vote right. Now this make we know they pay attention in waiting we they do. So because of that one day, now we they do this. Till 2023, we they bring you things them where you don't forget, but we get them now in archives. Now it make we tell you say, you will be they come and talk say, why not them there they talk? Begin go watch we video them from day one. Make you know how we start with program to date. You didn't know say that house where it puts me, that party where say that they will belong, not to them will belong. Now so we just did, and we still they pray because we're not perfect. For make nothing, not make we go like Francis Ben Kelfala and go on the other side. We rather we move.
Okay, now we go as we call Ben Kelfala in name. Low listen to Ben Kelfala on EBK. With him?
I small up, will take time. Small.
No, I don't do nothing. I need to talk. Set you up. Okay, let's just listen to Ben Kelfala quick. What himself been say in all of this EBK in your issue.
B18B, they talk about and how illegal it be happen and name certain people where the first person the first time president and it's by KOROMA. He mentioned Dr. Samura Kamara and John Bono Sisi. Where una the review according to your words they say una the review back some of the investigation there. Una they investigate all them 3 people there, so or una they do it individually.
We'd already investigate. We already get conclusions there. And I can tell you for a fact
so how
that the Sierra Rutile deal was very shady. It was done without following proper processes. It was done without respect for the tax laws of Sierra Leone. For example, when they decided to reach the tax, the $8 million tax we then pay, I can tell you for a fact that Sierra Rutile be responsible for pay tax over $100 million. So how they reached the conclusion for Sierra Rutile should pay $8 million was completely shady, was irresponsible, was careless.
So quickly,
and as I can speak with you, all the authorities that were involved in that issue don't confirm that themselves. Some of them talk and say they could not understand. They confirm say yes, the decision on the taxing was done like a rule of thumb. Like you can just sit down and talk, say, okay, if you pay 150 million, well, the country had up right now, give you 8 million.
So if we don't do
then a arrangement that one day. And these are the kinds of things that we have to avoid as a country.
So if we don't do these investigations, we already get on a conclusion. According to you, we wait for the recommendations from the COI. And you self confirm some of the same things they're waiting at the government white paper, or they talk about shady dealings them and some secrecy will be happen in the transaction them. Is it that on a conclusion on a get and the COI being kind of similar or on a being compare notes at some point?
No. We not ever get. I don't ever get contact with the judges of the COI. They don't ever get contact with me. Definitely will not get no relationship whatsoever.
So why you keep?
We are the ACC. In fact, even when they set up the committee for look into the white paper report, I decided to say I'm not to get involved at all. I was totally removed from the process.
So why
we are the ACC mindful? We're mindful of our independence, and we want to make sure say we keep that independence because we are the gatekeepers for the fight against corruption.
So why you hold on the report until the COI report come out? If the report's been come out, otherwise say you not name then 3 people there also in the commission.
Because now the principle of complementarity.
So if the commission the report will come out, then 3 people there then name not the inside the report. You for be go ahead and publish.
Oh yes, and they come out and say there is an aspect we will not look into. Look at. I am telling you. In fact, the COI not even deal with the tax aspect of the Sierra Rutile deal. Now we deal with them. So you see how we complement ourselves. They left out the tax aspect. They looked at more whether the shares were properly valued, whether they were carefully valued, whether the right rates were paid, and all these things. We zoomed in on the tax aspect, which they were blindsided on, and we are now coming in to say, hey, here is another aspect of this investigation.
Oh, sorry. Fambule, my military for talk, I say still on the ACC, as I begin to talk today, say the ACC just a couch case them. But people I support, we say that they work, indeed that they work, but not to the guys joke that they do. Mr. Be supporter, but they become into now do me, I do you, man of the vex, P Square, Peter and Paul. But the problem with Ben Kelfan are still there under his foot. We don't hear back what he talking about Sarah Woodchild, $8 million, called big money them, that we don't get them find it. Because the problem, now so back yesterday, he tell me now, say, when this chancery building talk come up, he send people in there for go investigate, you don't get him find it. But all this man, I didn't get find it. Upon all the reporters, them where they send for go get report for them and bring them to them. But still, in case they know they won't go, they know they won't go. This case where talk all been there inside the alleged crimes them way they give the former caretaker. Upon all that day, now tell now we don't get no aid, no tell now this case. But it's not one thing where you remind me about back. Pastor asked me brother, no, me brother, I didn't white people back.
The one that we been the appeal and the appeal. You know, this white paper, for example, with Minister of Finance right now, the white paper be found and guilty, yeah. Say
wait. Who's one?
We Minister
the one
of
right
Finance.
now?
The Minister of Finance right now.
Mr. Blood?
No, not to than the, you know, say that they don't go Chief Minister. Minister of Finance, they already right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it be the white paper been found and guilty. Now they make and quickly they say they go appeal. Now they go appeal. So then arrange. Then they make a quick one. The day where they say the case na court and not guilty, and they announce on streets. The day where they announce where they say not guilty, that day they make a Minister of Finance. So of course you know no one are waiting and they mean. So the white paper day, but like the ACC and the white paper are the same.
What? We hope for see waiting they come out behind that when time for election don't come very close. Because our people be they assume or allege say maybe then just one way when the voting time don't come close and they can't point people and say you be involved in the white paper, this or that. Well, we go there for see how that scenario they go day. But yet still we day on the revision process. Me brother, if we get in there for play, for make, we people them reflect their mind them back for the exam, the 4 years in governance of the misdirection. Now we plan, make people them reverse. Let them reverse no more, let them study. Okay. So that they know exactly so the now, questions that we get for camp.
We can be for size small. We can 4 years. So we come to something we happen today. Yeah, basically we can near the update of waiting the ACC don't they do all this first 4 years and waiting na the questions then we go come up with regards the former caretaker and the corruption case we then put against them. Yeah. So let me go quick one and listen to this discussion 96.1 this morning. By the way, the first person where they talk before we count another one. This one na Rashid Dumbuya. So let me go quick and listen to them. We come back just now.
So me general answer would be it has been a there are some successes and there are, of course, challenges as well. I say so because when you evaluate the fight against corruption under the new direction regime, you will kind of see them make some successes so far. I mean, if we are looking at the 4 years tenure, and of course there have been also very many challenges. So my whole Naya partner will tell you the good thing them when they succeed for do, and of course the challenges then will still prevalent. So make a start. Yes.
Go ahead.
The first, the 2019 amendments. Then they wait for clap for this regime. You know, when they do that great amendments, they carry so much additional powers to the commission, and in fact, the commission get power now for even stop a contract. For example, if even contract not been passed, and in the opinion of the commissioner, if I say this contract, you know, when they don't pass so. It get tendency for create problem. It can even kind of cut and stop them. So na proactive amendment. 2019 amendment don't enable the commission to get much more zest in the fight against corruption. So that's a good thing and a pass for this government. The cut on corruption, very important. That thing where I'm today, we talk about this thing, so one time, but it not may happen during the era. But under the era of President BO, and of course, the new commissioner, Kefala, we don't get today a special cut on corruption. And that cut today help greatly in the fight against corruption in terms of speed, judgment, and also, of course, looking at cases specifically. The recovery rate, we don't go, don't this talk, we don't talk about the recoveries. Many monies have been recovered. We don't see the checks the way, don't be displayed openly by the commissioner and the president. They bluff everybody in Sierra Leone, say, yes, we are recovering greatly. And that is something we should thank them for. They also don't prosecute a lot of cases and also don't win a lot of cases. So there is also a great success in the prosecution rate and also success rate in terms of the prosecution. That is also good. Like also what I rightly mentioned, good international, regional, and domestic rankings. All right, the barometer report, the Transparency International report, and even domestic, reports them as the country don't show say the commission, they do well in this fight, and that's something we should thank them also for. And the biggest success way, perhaps for Senaya openly, now the fact that they don't win the MCC scorecard. All right, the money don't reach it really, but you don't win them, and they are working towards everything now for make that money they can as alone. That is that's the highest you can go in terms of the MCC ranking. If you will win the scorecard, we don't win the threshold, but not win the scorecard. Now this government don't win the MCC scorecard. We have to say it and we have to give them that credit. And it means many things have been done in terms of the fight against corruption. So in terms of the successes, I will be bold for say some anything there so now a pass, and I think they will forgive the government, kudos for, and the commission. Because it's not really easy for letting things happen. Like I say, I don't mention the successes now, I want to go to the challenges. And the first thing we have to emphasize now, so where perhaps the ACC, and I hope see the ACC, they listen to me, and the commission listen to me, because this is also an opportunity for talk to them. Me now one of them, and I see myself as a part of them, and I like the work they do. So I'm doing this in good faith, because I know say the relevance of the commission, we're not going to overemphasize them. Importantly, ACC then at the country, and then work they do. Nobody no go do work they na this country. And if ACC not there for one day, I'm telling you, we are going down as a nation. So this critique way are they get today, not to for make them feel bad. Now, our pray they will take in good faith and they will work on them for become better institution down the line. So the first challenge now, selective justice. That one day with the CM and a team way, I don't write them on say the need for work on that day. For example, I will give you just a few examples. Now there's a case where they open against the former president, ERNEST by KOROMA. We all know that case in the investigation process. But then you see say some cases they open later on, when don't close, but yet some cases they still open. So no matter how you talk, somebody go feel say something is not right here. For example, the first lady in case can later, but it has been closed. So when you're dealing with two key people in the government or in the high authority places, you have to be very careful and sensitive. If you start that investigation, they close them as much as possible. If you charge. If you not see evidence, come out and say, I not see evidence. But if you keep them open, then see one day where you carry it, where you investigate later, then they all long close. Possible most think say this is not correct. So the perception of selective justice, they have to fight against that. And that is one thing where I will indict on. Secondly, now the issue of open confrontation with whistleblowers. Now I don't see one day at Sijo I almost they say waiting the gun so. Like Africanist press, but Africanist press don't make a lot of open, secret, and open, transparent investigations where perhaps the ACC go down, perhaps see sense in coming in. So if you they altercate with that kind of person in the institution, then person not go glad with you, especially where gets that desire, but say no corruption for stop in this country. African Express they expose a lot of things. You may not like him, but look at what they say and open an investigation and look at the things there. The issue of Tawa, the much was not done in protecting Tawa. Honorable Tawa make a lot of things on Parliament, But we did not see much of the protection by the ACC to keep him as somebody who is a whistleblower. And he go to a lot in the parliament, and not much was seen in protecting him. And that is going to discourage many people to come out next time for even say something on corruption. Because they will say, they will left me tomorrow in the dry line and then deal with me and nobody to talk for me. So whistleblower confrontation, that should stop. It is not the right way. When somebody blow the whistle, protect them. Because from that you can get information to pursue corruption. He locked hands to prosecute case that has to do with public interest matters. The rice saga, the Chinese rice saga case. This is now one case where ACC go want ACC for a long time. And I've said it, that it was a wrong decision not to prosecute that case. Okay, the reason was the judge not allow for a fiat for trial by judge alone. All right, the AG. Now the AG not did it again. No. We don't get two different AGs now. So if it was really the AG that was an obstacle, why will we not prosecute now? Not to a bar. Now the charge matter. So it's not a bar. So that case was a public interest matter. To not prosecute, and we see that minister there, we see the person now turn to a minister. That is something that would be a travesty. No matter how you talk now team way, because now public interest matter, now arrest and say for Sierra Leoneans. You cannot joke with that kind of case where there's an outright problem in distribution of that rice for the people of Sierra Leone. So maybe I go rest here, I get more for say on these issues, but some of them things also we need for say them in good faith so that the institution will grow and will be better down the line.
Well, of course, me Fambulem, we don't agree with this gentleman. Can sit down at 98.1 with him tobacco lift tie the talk. May God sorry for we had. Why make they give this prayer, me people I find out say most of the young landed man them where we get, young men them where we get now we had. Everybody they do something for seek in own interest. Everybody they talk for cover in your own bank account because of what they come inside it. This money manager thinks them way I take just few for make we all do the revision together. One, if they try to talk about this government, the way how they don't amend certain laws them, we make certain some institutions them, then they able to do their work. Me people them, we put them in Creole level, let everybody benefits. A measure one say this government don't allow the courts for doing work when it comes in corruption. Two, a measure say the perspective where we don't do of selective justice. This government don't try for amend all the problems they need.
Okay, so like I state, I think you listen on top. You listen on top. In my opinion, I think say you sabi how Arata they eat person in foot. It they blow in foot, then it they eat them. Now exactly what Rashid do in this case. In my opinion, I think it do justice. It's time for put anyhow you look at some reforms don't happen. You understand? In as much as what you can talk, when it comes to oral, when it comes to written, they're good. But when it comes to implementing, the implementation of the whole thing, now there the problem there. So I think say now that if you listen to Usa it starts to Usa it end, you see the gravity of the thing. How serious it begins from the elite part, waiting the government don't achieve by way of they try for. But wait. Now we see more corruption case na court, no?
Yeah.
Now we see say anti-corruption get NIB get leverage for go to the court and do some things there, right? Although they do them in consultation, then we find out say anti-corruption, according to them, they don't get a boku money. In fact, then they even talk say the money where they get at, they almost billion where they get at all. Then they make dialysis center, yeah, for make people go able for they get better health. Not also BB. Every other time we see big check where anti-corruption say they go present to the caretaker. Not to so it be. So for me, I think say if you say justice, yes, Rashid played justice to this because he first of all talk, waiting and he talk. Yeah, waiting and say they don't do. Because like example, make mention of the MCC. Yeah, we don't see that they sing about her every day. Then now when it comes to the real part of farm, you talk about selective justice, for example. Now like where the anti-corruption the pick face. Now exactly that they be trying to say. When it comes to case of the government, when it comes to case of the opposition, now two different things. Then they pick and choose. Then they give priority to the case them we get for do with the government, and then treat the opposition them like for say then one carry. Now exactly that kind. So in my opinion, I feel say it do justice to this whole thing. Yeah, because when you come down to the last part of them, now they expose all of waiting this how they call them government they do when are the rotten part of them. For example, it make reference of the Chinese race. Yeah, me you don't share that day now, so plenty them say the Chinese race 49,000 bags of rice. It just lost in thin air. For example, after we lost, then we first of all talk say, now because then they withdraw the case because they say the AG Attorney General by then Christina Schwartz say them for do judge and jury. Well, of course you understand what's that judge and jury day. Then they say no, they no want judge and jury. Then listen, no, Christina Schwartz don't go. Then pull am there. Yawo, the war guy don't come, he don't go. Now we don't get other one back. Yeah. So what thing happen? Say this don't come, it don't go, it don't come and do your smell thing, it don't go back. Why? If now be really the interest of the judge and jury, why what thing happen with this other AG where they don't pull so now, where they're not able to call the case? So all of this now Rashid been they put on the plates for sure we say really this government then they fight corruption no, like what me in talking just now, but then get selective justice in the fight against corruption. I rest my case first.
Well, I think now that, like we talk, the starting, I miss them a bit. You know, I miss them a bit. But you already don't clear the points. We move.
Okay. He asks some questions then, for example, like the issue of the First Lady and the issue of ERNEST by KOROMA. ERNEST by KOROMA in case don't be over 1 year now. In fact, the draw begin from 2020 or so. So now approximately 2 years they come so now. So after we ERNEST by KOROMA in case come, in that process the First Lady in case come. The First Lady they don't do now. Well, then they get way out and they explain them. They get what they call probe. They get what they call full-blown investigation. Okay, so what we go do now? I would just want for let we go back and listen now to Patrick Sandy of the ACC again. Let we hear from himself how he be reply to Rashid in questions them where he been put up. Yeah, with regards all of them things there. Let's just see something. No one for mistake something again. Like waiting be happen. Please just give me some seconds. I'll be focus on the talking. So okay, not this one. So basically, now they can think the way Patrick Sandy they can now explain. Don't say Patrick Sandy they can now for explain waiting they don't do. You can't see waiting the happen here. Who's are interested in something, then they do it fast. Who's are interested not they because of one or two reasons, then they find all kind of angle for do waiting they want for do. So let we go now and listen to Patrick Sandy. Now this same Good Morning Salon Radio Democracy them program. We'll come back just now.
I have been an investigator before. I joined the ECC as an investigator. I know what it means to investigate. So, firstly, let me establish, by your own indication, the issue of the president and the first lady, they are completely different. And investigations in terms of timelines, they are always different in nature. It not mean say because a matter has been reported first to the ACC, that has to be concluded.
But corruption is not corruption.
No, not corruption, maybe. But I tell you now about investigation. Investigation, you get large-scale investigation, you know what they look for and what it takes, forget what you want before you proceed or do anything.
So it's
we
not
have to understand
this case.
No,
we not see it.
no,
We make it take so long.
No, I make at the calm. At the calm, if you give me opportunity, then we all go able to understand better. What did I say in effect? The issue of the First Lady came up. It was a probe. What do I mean by probe? The audit report came out, though again the issue of Africanness was about it. I will address that in the second part. The audit report came out, and there was issue about the office of the First Lady not being a public office. It received funds from the consolidated fund. So waiting essentially that investigation or probe, even to be very much technical, waiting will be try for get from that probe. Now for really know the regulatory and legal framework around the office of the First Lady. Why I'm saying so? Because that is simpler, so to speak, to do than when you are investigating a former head of state and you have 18 different issues to look at. It is quite different. And those are also widespread. You understand? And you also follow the kinds of issues went through. So at this stage, the investigation has been concluded. By what update on the investigation regarding the former president, it is with the prosecutors. My brother too has been a prosecutor. He's still a lawyer. He knows what it means. The prosecutors, listen at the camp. The prosecutors have to look at every bit of detail. Because when you say you move in any direction, if for instance you are saying let us go to court, you have been satisfied. We can say prosecutorial threshold. Or you are ending that matter, or you are doing this, you are doing that. It has to be properly informed by law. So we are at the stage of the prosecution. It is with the director of prosecution and the team, they are working on it.
So as in they work on
any selective justice.
As in they work on it possible for the BAI administration, the ACC under the BAI administration, conclude and done pata with the former President KOROMA in case?
Oh yes. There's no intention to hold it on forever. I want to let we know this. We know say the public are also looking up to the ACC, but we also therefore do with duty, professionally and thoroughly.
So in as much as now they look at them professionally and thoroughly, you make mention of the case we get for do with the First Lady and the delay where people don't see on the matter we get for do with former President KOROMA. In terms of priorities, how the ACC they prioritize cases and where they look into for ensure say on a done quick as public interest can so much high in some of them cases here.
You see, we therefore understand. I don't tell you say we therefore look at the nature of the matter. The nature and what is involved in it. You may have a lot of things you go get boku team for look at. It don't mean say now because within yourself if you say now this are for done tomorrow. But we get for send out notices. You get for also talk to people. You get for also examine documents. Maybe it's not easy as we talk about. So therefore, it not mean say ACC they particularly choose this case, say, no, let we keep this, or let we hurry up with this and done now, so that the public will see this. That's what I am saying. We still have cases now the ACC where they don't report far back. We had the issue of the China issue about Ebola funds. That also it had come way before. But because of the nature of it, we're not just able to run through and conclude that because the public will want to say, what have you done with it? So I wonder we understand this. Investigations are by their different nature in terms of what is it you want, what is it that you have achieved or you've got, and then where do you go? So that is why I say the First Lady's issue now be a probe, will not be just for established, and we come out and tell the people then. On the aspect of the president, it was a full-blown, full-scale investigation, well detailed. And so at this stage, we deal with the prosecutors and we wait for them for come back and tell me what's in the status and where do
what are the difference between a probe for make anti-corruption look at a case as a probe or full-scale investigation?
A probe, my brother, is just to establish a few things which will lead you into something.
So in the First Lady case, it's a probe.
Nah, they say the probe now be for firstly, as I don't say, the audit report highlight the office of the First Lady. They receive money from the public funds, and then they say not to a public office, so enough for receive them. So we wanted to establish. We want for establish first, waiting at the regulatory and legal framework with they for let the First Lady get this money, because not to in normal for the First Lady begin get money from public funds. If we don't see and say, for instance, there was no regulatory framework, the constitution not being make any provision, then you go say now, the fact that if they receive money, you go deeper into knowing what you do with them and why they began the money.
Continue further with me, said the program, Patrick Sandy, Director of Public Education and Outreach. The program, Good Morning Saloon, will come to you from 98.1 FM block. We still get Patrick Sandy, Director of Public Education and Outreach. Now the program, earlier before we go for that break, you be to make you point. And you will give the difference between probe and investigation. And I ask you, in the First Lady case, you say na probe. For the probe now, we say we dey in that situation and which will not find out na the probe.
Yes, I say we do a public a press release. Sorry on that. No, at the camp, I just want for they no say we be don't do that. I'm coming to explain it. I don't get a problem with that. But let them know say we be do a press release for inform them as we do in all other cases that we don't conclude the probe. And basically, as I've been saying before, a probe have been just for establish something at a very initial stage, then it will now give you a cause for go beyond. If what exactly you wanted, will give the cause for let you go beyond. So we concluded the probe. And the probe came out for state clearly that the First Lady now, the office of the First Lady now, not even at the first time where they receive money from the consolidated fund. And in addition, yes, previous First Lady, as in the case of the wife of the former president, Sierra Leone, received funds for go out on medical and do other programs instead of getting your own program as in the hands of our guards, instead of getting your own program, I think they call it WISH. Then also, there's a provision within the Constitution, the Public Financial Management Act, where give provision to the Minister of Finance that it will allocate some amount, some percentage of money within the budget to any good cause or good reason. And the Minister of Finance may make it very clear that that appropriation, that money where they give was under that rubric within the Public Financial Management Act. So that's some of the findings we come up with. So in effect, we've been done established now saying
because
the office of the First Lady get to receive funds from the consolidated fund, from public funds.
So
and there's nothing wrong with
legal.
it. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with it.
So for the ACC, we'll not be done with that particular case. But back to the issue of the former president, in issue where up till now, we are not able to forget our conclusion because you said in the prosecution team, then desk now, we not be done on the investigation. So from the 18 files and the way you be open against former President Kuma, from the investigation, it gets questions for answers still in terms of alleged corruption.
Maybe you want me for say you get questions for answer?
From the investigation, we don't conclude.
Let us wait for the prosecution for let them look at them and get back to the public. But insofar the ACC being in concern, now the fact that, listen, if firstly we get questions for answer, that is the first thing. Now we call them in.
But when the investigation don't conclude.
We don't ask them those questions, the investigation don't complete. Now the prosecution department, they watch the evidence where they as against waiting at the allegation and see what thing we go do. If it meet threshold, if we go court, or we are using another route.
How long that will get for take? How long did it take?
Maybe I don't tell you say. I not go tell you say na tomorrow. The prosecution department, now people.
So they don't get time frame and then work. They can just get assignments to look into this, whether they take forever or not. No, then they just look into them.
No, listen. Let us get it clear. We get to give people them the opportunity and the latitude for do their work.
So what's not the latitude in this case? How long they're supposed
the latitude now that let them do a very thorough job and get back to you with the result.
But they not get time frame.
Well, so far me no. I don't think they have been given a time frame. But I'm pretty sure that now a matter where everybody knows say the people of this country are looking forward to. The person we involve, of course we know now a very high personality of high repute, of high respect. So, not to think where anybody go joke with it. But let us understand it that way, that not to the position of the commission for just hold on it because it won't hold on it, or because of some selectivity. At that point, I want let we take off with mind, and let we know say, we owe it to the people of this country for let we do a professional work. And when we come out to them, let them know say, yes, this is not anything you can class as a witch hunt or whatever.
Okay, so first of all, I just see one interesting message. I think YouTube for with people, and they say how many cases ACC don't win. I don't know win one better cases. Somebody by the name of Shower say ACC don't win serious case them, and two big case them where ACC don't win. One, they don't win suitcase, and they don't win waiting. Let's watch for the other thing. Suitcase and waiting. Let's just watch. Oh my God, let no loss for me. Briefcase. They don't win suitcase and briefcase. Okay, so that one be nice anyway. I like that one there. Anyway, we get 280 with the watch. We get 155 likes. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. Thank you very much, and then please share the program so more people go able to come across this particular program. Yeah. So let we go. 250, 156. Let we go. 156. Let we go. Now let we go. There we go. More likes. 156. Let's go. You know, like it now. YouTube, please. Let we go. 156. Let we go. Some people are not waiting it. Anyway, no big deal. Thank you very much to una with a like. 159. Thank you. Well, I just give it 200 likes, please. All right. So going back to this issue now, something they were are not able to understand in the issue of the First Lady. One, they be first of all want for know if illegal for let it take money or not. They don't find out say illegal according to ACC. Because there is this 1% where Ministry of Finance gets and then can allocate them to anybody. Okay. But waiting not clear from the ACC, now for let the ACC of all tell we say, even when they take we money, almost billion, they give First Lady in office. Audit reports come out say, First Lady in office not get one record of almost money it take. Almost is spent. Almost left. Nothing. No money no day, no record no day. With all that one, the ACC still say that they take them and can go na prevention department for make them thing in happen again. Now two cases in one. One, illegal for they get or not. Okay, illegal. It don't get the money, period. Now, for spending the money not mean say illegal or not legal. As long as you get money from government, you for account back to government. But the ACC said they send them to prevention. That is cool. Now we're not going to that day right now because we just want for pass on top that one day. Going back to the Ernest Bai Koroma issue. 1 year ago, ACC nobody know when they go do anything. Waiting don't they happen in terms of when they go conclude this matter, when they go charge, whether case they for answer or not. 1 year ago. Now 2 years they come soon. Today, ACC still they tell we say they're not still able for know yet if case they for answer. They don't conclude the investigation according to them. But this is magic. I don't know how it happened. Before this time, we know of one interview, two interview. All the other interview they now we don't know. Well, maybe they not politicize the interview. Because the first interview where we see, now social media, even the caretaker notice say then they interview them for corruption allegations. Social media. But all the other one they now not see. Why? Why we not see? We not able to know. Initially, after we then spent about 6 hours interviewing the former caretaker, we understand say then just get 20%. Well, according to the lawyer for the former caretaker, he say not even aware almost percent because they not see question. Yeah, but ACC tell we say then do 20%. We mean say be left 80%. When then do the balance 80% questioning. I don't know. Maybe they get another explanation. But when they will come out and tell we about them things they are, okay, let we say we still wait and we know say now that this thing don't begin pop up back, ACC gets something for tell we and they will come out very soon and tell we something. Okay, what about if then charges case go court? They go sit down at court back. Forever and ever. Because in each term, ACC gets a court where now this fast track corruption court or so, where then they do watch and case them. The ACC, in as much as na court, gets the rights, now then the case, get rights for say, we want to put hold to this case, we want to work on this case, we want to stop this case, we not get anything against this person. Because we see that happen in the issue of the rest, Alpha Timbo. Alpha Timbo, for now you don't go free. But I'll tell you one thing, you name not will ever whip na people in mind, especially with your own generation. I mean, they picking themselves. The career to Gograo, Alpha Timbo, the other one, they're known, including Mada and Fatima. But the bottom line now, going back to Ernest by Koroma, who still we go see this thing come to an end? Or for say the one for wait say the election come near. When people then they focus on other things, then boom, the election, the investigation, or they say they charge and go court. You know one thing, this government get technique. Anytime where they want to do something behind the gun or behind the door, now the time then they count other thing were very big for distract people them from the original thing where they actually happen na the gun. So we not even know if na that thing the intent for do. What in that mean? Are the suspect? I might be wrong. So the time people they want to focus now on election activities then come up with the case. So whilst people then they focus on the case, then they do other groundwork for make, you know, like when they say you PI too much with the same paper na AI. Then send the case car up, where people then focus on them, then they behind the scene, then they work on other things then. It's possible. Anyway, sometimes I don't even know it at the talk set. But not watch back, but that's what it can happen now. We can talk certain things then based on what we see, and then we say no, sometimes not possible. Let's wait and see. Until left approximately 1 year, I think how many months to the election now? We don't know I will get for Taloko. But sometimes my I get something where will help me with. On that case, because Italy for say, then the fan way for come up with the case. The tell way people they don't settle for do that thing and come out and pop for low torment.
Well, the ACC me then just they do some things the way can doubt me as a citizen. I mean, right? For ask, I mean, opinion, for talk, which I feel. I don't know why, upon all the cases, them were very, very serious. Because for any case we reaching at the ACC to me, excuse me, I take them for be a serious matter. But then they jump all the cases without judging them to time. As soon as Fatima Bio, in own case, come inside, then bring all the dictionaries, therefore go find words them inside it, for come put across and tell we say, now this section, now give you this mandate, for me we able go into this particular case, and this case, not to the same way, not to the same level. But I don't understand how it happened, now the ACC. So for say, Fatima Bio, in own case, is special. Or I don't know how they go court now they own Bible or the big books there where they get, because as I always tell you, these people full of big English. When they want to come mix up, we bring them, then they bring one big book, they open and middle, they go put one time they then leg one. We go let them study the one dictionary, what's the definition or the meaning of this particular term where they don't use. Tell time between. In this case, now so ACC Fatima Bio in case. We see who said the information come up. Fatima Bio command, right? Not to talk it up. He commanded Kelfara say, before ever be that na me put you under, na me command me man. When I can take a bio for put you under, waiting I tell you na in you for do. And how it come to be noticed. Now until when Fatima Bio command Francis Ben Kelfala for say before you they can investigate me. As they don't allege, say, I don't embezzle some money from the taxpayers' money. Before they can investigate me as you young papa, we are command for you position, go start the investigation all the way from the former caretaker EOF Wena Sia Nyama KOROMA. And indeed, the Fambulem, now so we see the ACC treats this case. Francis Benkelfala come and answer, say, Mama, na true. I know they mess with you. Now you give me position. I don't get for joke with you. And Francis Benkelfala, we don't tell we say, he asked for fetch somebody will make you build that to be in that particular office or whatever office where you did. So now they say they can fetch corruption, but we don't see like corruption, they fetch itself. So from that time when Fatima Biodo passed this command with authority to Francis Benkelfala, now the exact way we see the ACC treat the case. No hard feelings. Let's forget about party here. We don't face the reality. Because most of them party how they die for, they don't get nothing for do for we. At the end of the day. The only thing is that for create problem back now with life in future. Yeah? Exactly the command where Fatima Biogi Francis Benkelfala, now he exactly he do. We see he call on the former caretaker in Uma. Begin to call some files that we will not understand. But why all this case not be come up at that time? Now until they can point Fatima Bio, Francis Benkelfala, they can conscious say Sianyama KOROMA himself be take money when the taxpayers' money. Who will not be there in the picture? Until Fatima Bio
shamefully, disgracefully, I them they talk say before this term, before even the Africanist press, they talk about, you know, like the First Lady, for example, then we don't begin investigate the office of the First Lady. That is a very big lie. Because now only when the Africanist press come up with some things them, yeah, now the term, you know, Fatima come and reply to Africanist press, then what will happen? Now the minutes down then away, ACC decide for come up with a press release. Say then go look into the case. So for let them tell we back say, then we don't begin look. That is a very big lie, eh?
Again for B, Shebepia, because in this case, this now the opinion all about ACC is fake. No hard feelings. All about ACC is fake. The side where ACC for don't make, we take the say now a credible people them go see them there. Now people are concerned about the money they don't spend by them book landing. Now people are concerned about their credibility. Now people are get a further ambition in any other thing, despite of politics. They not just take and say, because of the dirty politics we'll get in a salon, everybody they go, don't care again about in qualification. If they go quick, because of quick money, it steady itself, it comes sit down. Now exactly most of them are the ACC, including the commissioner, they do. We get cases now where they don't call people where they operate as ministers. Head of parastatals them now this government, when I'm misdirection government. We not see ACC call them at the front line. Instead, when they file the card, they put her under the table. So if really ACC credible now from there, from the young people there, you know, the APC, they corrupt. They do their own corruption, but they get other good things they wouldn't do. Now here we be see, during the time of anti-corruption, the first year assistant former caretaker or second gentleman, when an Afro boy, we still say them call them now ACC. Most of the big ones them, we see them call them. But here is a case, we see them call somebody from the SLPP, then they sideline her. But when they call somebody from the opposition, both APC and other parties them, now they tell you they see Majiji, they happen, they see so they make emergency invitation, emergency interview, so on and so forth, which is wrong. So all this action don't make the SCC don't expose themselves in the way now, as we look at them, they're naked, just like when we were in up so at Tinap Eastern Police, I know wear vest clothes, I know even wear drawers. Now so we they look at the SCC right now. But as some of the things here we they talk, where some people they come at we. They come at we just for nothing. Because we are saying the truth. Whether you like it or not, or you accept it or not. We just get for talk. But the thing when they happen, we they talk. And mainly we they talk on their doings, we they talk on what they talk, we they talk on the videos them what we get against them. So what if I go and talk now, we not lie? You kind of comment, we not propaganda, which is specialist them, we paid by the opposition, we not APC about them, we not NGC about them, we not this, we not that. Tell me waiting, we don't sit down, we write with pen. We can't call on us, so now can't discuss this today. This is so we write, now so we think, when we don't play out with proof. But one thing we everybody know, this is just the truth, a bitter. SLPP from Optego Dom, they know they accept their faults. Now this don't make, they don't miss the whole thing today where they put them by a basho. Because if now people where they accept their faults, then they accept them wrong, then they accept the bad things the way they do, we as citizens them, where we they grumble. They try for amend some of them things there. SLPP not be need for campaign again. We don't need all this promise where they see Fatima, they go to the choir and they go tell people and say, if you make the happy, you say the happy. We don't need all this. If you don't take we serious, if you don't know say we give una power, if you don't know say we value to una. But in this side of the SLPP, when at the misdirection squad, I always tell you say the whole umbrella of the SLPP, not even all of them happy. But wait till they go on so. But they can't do a mistake and find somebody when a dictator like Yateka Bio, where we see it begin misbehaving, not always position it. We see what you look at the young killer. Throw a PP by imama, do all kind of things. And then first I will come and tell you everything. Delegate with the Siam, and they say some of them don't regret them. But it's too late. Because even though you regret them at the SLPP, but when you talk, it will lock you. When you talk, he doesn't anybody go on news. When you talk, he said anybody go beat you. So this don't make everybody don't turn move. If I tell you this in a shock, you get some people at the SLPP where they campaign against this caretaker right now for making common power. You don't go believe that, but that's just the truth. You get SLPP people them, you get SLPP supporters them, we love Sierra Leone. We want to make this country go before. Not so this they be expect. But now this they can see. So, I asked me, so, una left for can beat we, una left for can cost my mother for nothing. Una left for can cost me for nothing. Not what we do. Now people that do, they do. We just come see there because that last man at village, not to all words they understand in English language. So we take the honor, say now, for make everybody benefits. We got people all the old phones, so then they really watch them. But they don't really understand. We say now we come together with two family members, them. Maybe we put this thing where the family they do, then be big English here where they speak, then be big quotation here where they can put her in the low Creole version. So we people them now the village they able to understand and benefit. Now teachers they be teach we. Never mind we not go school. But if we say sit there, we want for teach that man, we not get that opportunity for going to classroom. Why you ask for one? The government is shinka people them. They put people there, they put the country behind. They morals for the country, but I be telling you one word say, now the last one they will talk so. By the time these governments change, other governments come now, in with they see the big holes them, this big saw where Bio don't left this country too. Where it be say, the leader we get for take over government, this country. You know, for be easy for them. Honestly speaking, because the caretaker will tell you, say they can't block the leakages, and they can't block the now in the car open Mediterranean Sea for we so. Now ocean all that we get. Just like we reach now desert, it looks so it turns to no see bush, now so ground they see a sand. Now so salon. But you don't go understand. You they cause, you they argue. You not go understand. Now until that time they reach, you go understand. I make now we don't block una against self. We know they talk to una against self. We don't allow you now, mama, that we give them una course. But we they talk. Tomorrow, when you caput sense, you will come back and say, them two brothers there, they're not straightforward, but they try. Because most of the things them, where they be talk, today now we don't receive so. We don't see how we react. Not that they know they see how now that they see how, but they ignore us because SLPP supporters and so then most of them. They know they just accept the wrongdoing of their leader. But the leader says, they talk so. He says, they don't know, say, he's not capable, he don't even get the ability. He will just be fortunate for getting the opportunity. So, if he's just fortunate by accident, he gets this way by power, he gets the flag bearer business where don't lead them to caretaker. So, until then, we will continue for car with Una. The operates them where we they continuously out of the camera, so we send them to her. For today, we just want for tell you plenty thank you. Both Facebook, YouTube, other platforms we don't share this program. The likes, the comments, the sweet conversation we get as family members them. We will keep it up. We not go tire, make we all not tire until we able to see Salone. At least 80% of the 100% we want for Siam. Me, na Bible Kabla. Until we meet again tomorrow, let we blow we mind. The truth you get for saying. And no matter what, the truth you get for saying. Try save the future. The truth you get for saying. And no matter what, the truth you get for saying. Come blow your mind. Of course, tomorrow now you program blow mind. Today na me and the brother. Tomorrow now you program where you get an opportunity the way all the facilities for call and ease you stress and talk some of them things they are giving your contribution. What you think on the discussion the way you not be get time for call and the other topic them what will they put na the table. Until then, Mina Bible Kablai once more again. Tata, I love you all. Stay blessed.
You really don't try today. Don't forget again for joining with tomorrow and net inside the program Sugar and Sweetest for your love show. Yeah, 9 p.m. Salon time, but not on this channel, on a different channel. We'll talk about family things, them and other thing, relationship issue. Sugar and Sweetest, okay? So until we meet again in the afternoon inside the program Blue Mind. My name na Sembepe, the freedom fighter. But I'm for tell you all thank you. Who don't take una time for come, like, share, comment, and even the one that we just come and watch. We love una all so very much. And it's like say the team now done the day under attack, but we not care. So the moderator na YouTube page, please just while you like we will try for ignore. It's not easy, but just ignore and let we move, okay? And just continue for doing work. You do a very good work. Thank you very much. And just try for see how we all can live now. That's that 2022 of ignore.com. Until we meet again, it's another beautiful edition of the program Blow Your Mind tomorrow, 3 p.m. Salon time. One more time, Sembepe, they say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
You know say plenty people no get for votes the time for election. Not because they no want for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what so, now go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then a number one step where go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you no go for vote. And I think this way person not go able for help you pan. What in this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey walk na Lomley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake there. As them blow the whistle when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya? try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to your business. You dey go full na morning, vote, return back na your house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then power or me party go return na power if I'm not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation. Yes, subscribe. You always the watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All waiting you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here to and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you the support we for make we do more. Thank you for your help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.